Hey, Mom.
Are you done?
Yeah, I just finished practice.
Your showcase has been cancelled.
They canceled it? But how will they see me play?
Saw your video and loved it. Welcome to the team.
Athletes train to persevere. Success can still be achieved even when the odds are against you. I use media to reach success. Fight for your dreams. You've got this.
Welcome to the den for the both teams are chasing a tournament cup. I'd like to say hello to all our online fans who are streaming. Prior to the game tonight, on behalf of the ECJLL Lacrosse League, my name is Jason. We have Commissioner Mike Hayes, Secretary Faith Lotus here with us, and tonight we're going to be presenting some hardware before the beginning of this game. So, without further ado, we'd like to announce the second team All-Stars. No team is complete without a roster of players who always show up and stand out, adding the big plays and big saves, rounding out the skills and the team's overall success. This year's ECJLL's 2026 second team All-Stars winner did just that, with games played averaging at 12 regular season games each, collectively earning 155 points, 84 goals, 71 assists, and a goalie stood strong in front of the net for 632 minutes and had 355 saves of 436 shots. The second team All-Stars are, from the St. John Rapids, Felix Harding. That's a long walk. Sackville Wolves, Jack McKay. From the St. Margaret's Bay Rebels, Cale McClellan. From the Sackville Wolves, Will Normando. From the St. John Rapids, Morgan McKinnon. And from the St. John Rapids, Ethan Rowbottom. The poor goalie's got to walk all that. Everyone give a hand to the second team All-Stars for the 2026 season. On to the first team All-Stars. The 2026 East Coast Junior Lacrosse League Junior A regular season had a great group of players who brought their best to the floor all season long. Average of 12 games played amongst them, these All-Stars showed their skills and provided terrific lacrosse action no matter which rink they were at. During the regular season, the team collected a total of 206 points, 91 goals, 115 assists among them, and the goalie played just over 325 minutes between the pipes. This year's 2026 First Team All-Stars are from the St. John Rapids, Chase Aldrich. From the St. Margaret's Bay Rebels, Ben McDonald, who cannot be here tonight. There's a middle ground in there somewhere. That's how fussy. Halifax Hurricanes, Jack Cowan, who also cannot be here tonight. From the Sackville Wolves, Leo Mont. From the Dartmouth Bandits, Landon Basso. And from the Sackville Wolves, number 30, Aiden Doyle. We'll move on to the coaching staff of the year. The ECJLL Junior A 2026 coaching staff of the year sees a successful bench of coaches who led their team to repeat Garnet Night Cup Championship in 2025 and have led their team to a third year in a row appearance in the ECJLL Finals. They've constantly provided strong leadership and coaching on and off the floor to a team full of strong mix of skilled players who make great plays and play exciting lacrosse action. With 10 wins, 5 losses, 137 points scored in the regular season, holding strong through 5 games in semifinals to make three-peat in the finals. Coaching staff of the year, Sackville Wolves. Head coach Ben McKay, assisted by Mitch Broussard, Mark Seward, Alex Bichard, Kyle Peace, General Manager Jay Titmarsh, and trainer Jake Corkum. Congratulations to the Wolves coaches. Indigenous Player of the Year. The Indigenous Player of the Year award goes to an ECJLL player who identifies with the Indigenous ancestry, who exemplifies the connection to the culture and the game, good sportsmanship and leadership on and off the floor. The award is presented in memory of the league's first Indigenous director, Steve Morrissey, and this year's recipient is Brody Cunningham of the Mi'kmaq Warriors. Rookie of the Year. Every year, a new group of players join the ECJLL as rookies, and some of those rookies make big impacts for their teams. This year's recipient of Rookie of the Year was drafted second in the first round, played 14 regular season games, earning 56 points, 30 goals, 26 assists, and is known for his big plays. The Rookie of the Year for 2026 goes to Tristan Conrad of the St. Margaret's Bay Rebels. Congrats. Goalie of the Year, the ECJLL Junior A 2026 Goalie of the Year has been a constant saving force between the pipes since coming into Junior A. He's made some huge saves, taken some big hits, stayed strong in the net, and during the 2026 regular season played 5 games, helping his teams win each of those games. Took 194 shots, allowing only 30 goals, with an 84.5 save percentage. This year's recipient of Goalie of the Year is Aiden Doyle, Sackville Sportwheels. Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations, Aiden. Defensive Player of the Year. This year's Defensive Player of the Year is only in his second year in Junior A and is as fast as lightning when running the ball up the floor. Makes amazing catches on passes, interceptions, and rebounds. Playing 10 games this season, he has been there to make it hard for his opponents to block him, catch him, and also scored 5 goals himself. The 2026 Defensive Player of the Year is Leo Mon, Sackville Wolves. Offensive Player of the Year. 2026 ECJLL Junior A Offensive Player of the Year has been keeping all the Junior A teams on their toes for the last few years. He has played in all 15 regular season games, averaging 4.2 points a game and with a total of 29 goals and 34 assists for his team in the regular season. This year's Offensive Player of the Year is Chase Aldridge from the St. John Rapids. And last but not least, and probably the least surprising, the ECJLL top scorer goes to the player who leads the league in points, either scoring his team's goals himself or assisting his team in getting points on the scoreboard. This year's top scorer put 42 balls past the opposing goalie and assisted on 34 other goals. 2026 ECJLL Junior A top scorer is Felix Harding from the St. John Rapids. And that concludes all the awards for the 2026 season. Let's have a big round of applause for all the award winners. Let's have a great game of lacrosse tonight. All right. Honor song. Please, if you're able, rise and take off your non-traditional headgear and direct your attention to the flags at the entrance end of the arena for the presentation, the acknowledgement, and the honor song.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Prior to the singing of our national anthem, the ECJLL would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Acknowledging that we are in Mi'kmaq, the traditional ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people, is a way of showing respect for and honoring our shared history and shared treaty relationship. A relationship based on peace and friendship. It is very important that we continue to recognize our shared history.
representation of all Canada.
Welcome everyone, a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We are here for Game 2 of the Junior A East Coast Lacrosse League. Mike Elliott back here with these Maritime athletic profiles. And after last night's game didn't get you hyped up, this afternoon definitely going to be good when it's hot outside. It's even warmer in here. We had a little bit of hardware to give out before this one got started, and we'll get those players who were recognized in a few. But right now we're going to get the focus to center as St. John won a great battle last night for Game 1. 11-8 was the final score. But that third period, there was a lot of goals going back and forth, and it could have went either way. Sackville is definitely going to want to try to win this one. You're not going to go to St. John next weekend down 0-2. So they're looking to maybe get the split here this afternoon. Of course, St. John wants to go up 2-0, go home, and try to win it next weekend. And with the blow of the whistle, we are on the way, and we're getting things started right off the get-go. There's one of the players that was celebrated before we got going. First team All-Star number 86, Chase Aldrich, getting things started off as he has the ball in behind the net, looking to set things up. He goes all the way around, looking to bring it back up top. He'll hand off on that far side now to Mason. Mason looking for a lane. Mason with a little fake. Mason from in behind looked like he was trying to go on that far side. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He tried to dive from behind the net, but finding no room there. And I should mention the goaltenders as well. Both goaltenders repeat of last night's game. Number 30 at both ends, of course. Number 30, Andre Hedgick, and then number 30 for the Wolves, Aiden Doyle, who is recognized for Goalie of the Year and also First Team All-Star. So a lot of All-Stars for both teams that were announced, and we'll get to each player as we get a chance for first and second team recognitions. There's a steal from the Rapids. They bring it up. They're just watching Monroe, and now Monroe, you can hear that from up here. A couple whacks. He might have got away with one. He wasn't going to get away with the second one as the referee's arm is up, and we're going to have our first power play as the extra attacker now on for St. John's. And there's a ripping that shot there was Mason, and as the Sackville Sportwheels Wolves touch up in the corner, the whistle will go, and number 4, Carter Monroe, will head over to the box. And slashing will be the cause of almost a minute and a half gone here in the first power play opportunity. Going to go to St. John. And it will be Chase Aldrich that will anchor the power play. He brings it down, and they'll start to swing it around the outside. From the far side, back up top. Everybody looking to get a touch here. Now they start to get things in moving. And it's going to be Rooney. Rooney trying to come in. There's a shot. It just gets a piece, but a rebound comes right back to St. John, and they'll look to reset again. Now Sawyer King. He'll hand it back to Aldrich. Aldrich again. Fakes the behind pass. Goes over to Mason. He goes back and forth. Mason, this time he's going to reach back, shoot, but he fakes the shot and tried to go with the one time. Is sitting by the side of the post was King. Couldn't quite come down with it. King again going to have to hustle to the corner. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock from in behind. As Williams back up top, and then a loose ball as Aldrich tried to move it quickly. 1:07 to go here in the power play, and looking to run it up the floor was Rossong, and he's going through a gauntlet along the boards here, trying to get by a bunch of white jerseys. Now they'll hand it off to Leo Mont, another player who was voted to the first team All-Star and also the Defensive Player of the Year. And I know he had quite the season with his high school as well, with CP Allen. But on the football field, a multi-sport athlete like a lot of these players are. There's a shot in that short side as Hayjack gets his first touch, makes a save. 35 seconds remaining in the power play, almost 3 minutes gone here, first period. This time, it's Drew Mason up top, setting it up. He gets it up, and everybody starts to move. Trying to get in the middle there. They're trying to connect it with Aldridge, couldn't quite come up with it. Now it comes to Williams. He rips the shot. And Aiden Doyle, voted goaltender of the year as well as first team All-Star, making a couple saves and another save in tight as the penalized player gets ready to step back on the floor. We're back to 5-on-5. The Wolves able to kill off the first power play of this afternoon as Murphy will now bring it up. He's going to hand off to McKay. Jack McKay, voted to the second team All-Star here this afternoon. He's going to pick up a rebound, and he takes a big bump as well, right down by those Zamboni doors. As everybody trying to battle, they do get the ball up top. Here's Luke Kenny. Kenny trying to find an opening. He's all the way up top. He goes back to McKay. McKay down below us. He's going to rip a shot, trying to use the screen, but it's going to go off the player. And there's one for a lucky fan. And it's going to be equipment manager extraordinaire Derek Hollett going to grab that ball. Poor little young fan right there, couldn't get the ball to. See the sad face from here. Looking for a souvenir, and Derek took it away. Play continues. And it's going to be Monroe. Monroe trying to go up over the top, trying to use the screen. Another nice save from Hayjack. I should mention the other goaltender for St. John's, Ethan Robotham, was voted to the second team All-Star. As we talk about some goaltenders here, there's a loose ball picked up down in the corner, and the Rapids will bring it up quickly. We should mention another special shout-out to Coach Steve Brown, who is a grandfather here early this morning. I hope his daughter Jamie and the father and everybody is okay, but congratulations to Steve as he's ripping a shot there. That's going to go off the post, and Doyle has to reach out and control the rebound. So the Rapids coming close on that attempt, but can't beat the iron. As Ian McDonald will move it up quickly. Here's Murphy down below us. Murphy looking to protect. He'll hand it off to Waite. Waite quickly now to McKay. McKay here short side. As you get 5 minutes gone here in the first period, McKay going to go to Monroe. Monroe going to rip a far one. That's going to miss short side. And then the rebound came right to Britton. He threw it on target. Hayjack had to make the save. And then Saunders picked up a loose ball, and he'll pass it up. Now from that far side, Williams. And I should correct that because that's Harding, the 6 and the 8, looking close. And, of course, Harding, the regular season point leader and also voted to the second team All-Star. But there's Mont using that defense award they just got coming down on the mini break. He had Normando with him, and Normando was able to come up with the rebound as Mont took that shot. And Normando got to protect the ball as the two number 8s battle. Mont going to hand it off now to Kennedy. Nolan Kennedy having a quick look. He goes up top. Finn St. Hilaire. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Hilaire back up to Monroe. Monroe looks. He's going to Monroe with a chance. He tries to go short side and takes a big hit along the boards as well. And he's slow to get up as the Rapids will pick up a loose ball and send a high one down the length of the floor. Unable to pick it up was McIntyre as they'll battle in behind. Going to go through the crease. So the Wolves will retain as Chenard will move it up quickly to Britton. As you watch in the middle of the floor there, quite the battle between Livingstone and Monroe. As a few extra taps of the stick to each other. Now Hollett, Josh Hollett, over to Britton. He tries to fight. He takes a big hit. His lower of the boom was Tripp Livingstone. And then a shot from the far side from Kenny. That's on target. Unable to get back with the rebound, though, as Livingstone's going to pick it up. He'll bring it up over half. As we're going end to end here for almost 7 minutes. Now from the far boards. Harding trying to find, he's going to lose the handle. That's going to be picked off by James Parkin. Parkin looking to run. He thought for a moment about maybe cutting that far side, but a couple white jerseys caught up to him quickly, and then some good defense as they're able to knock the ball loose. Parkin's still down there looking for it as everybody joined the party now on the floor. Ball still loose and all wrapped up as Parkin sent his player to the floor. Referee's arm stays down as well as Morgan McKinnon will bring it back over half. He was also voted to the second team All-Star team. Now St. John looks to set up. Just lower the shoulder, coming all the way in, making some room, and scoring the first one here this evening. It's going to be number 88, Cedric Carr, as he just lowered the shoulder and cut in and found some daylight there in the middle, scoring the first one here this afternoon. The Rapids, we'll see here on the C4 Capital replay, right there as he cuts in and makes a move and goes up and over the shoulder. And Doyle unable to keep that out. So with 12:15 remaining here in the first period, we get our first goal. And it's going to be number 88, Cedric Carr. Back at center. That's picked up quickly by Ben Alcorn. He'll hand it off. Now it's Rooney. Rooney looking to set up. He's on the short side. He tries to get a step, looking to use the screen. Trying to go a little give and go here to Aldridge. Aldridge comes in. He gets an opportunity. That's turned aside by Doyle. And here's Mont again, showing that speed as he picks up and just goes all the way down the floor. He's going to hand off to Kendi. Kendi back to Mont. Mont going to stay on the floor here. Mont, little one-on-one. Mont trying to cut in, and he scores! Mont, known for his defense, showing his offense right there. Number 3, Leo Mont. We'll see here on the C4 Capital replay as Kenny goes a little give and go, and then he just steps inside and somehow stays out of the crease. And with the big little lunge there, able to go forward. We'll see here again from the behind the goal view. Right here, little stutter step, then goes and stays out of the crease and just gets a shot off before he steps in and ties this thing up. Similar to last night's game, as goals were going back and forth for a while. Right after the Rapids score, Wolves tie it up. And now the Rapids able to control the draw. So listen for the goal announcement. As Jamie announces the goal, and the player gets knocked down there as Parkin took his player to the floor. As King was trying to find some room. Now Parkin trying to go quick over the one time and couldn't quite come up with it. Was Norman Doe. It looked like Parkin might take the shot there, but he let go for the pass, and they tried to swipe that one time. Didn't get as much as he would have liked on it, and St. John able to come quickly back the other way. Pass up top as Mason. Mason looking to give it back, trying to come in, making some moves, and no goal. Felix Harding showing why he led the league in scoring, but waved off right away for stepping in the crease, and play will continue down the floor as Rossong looks to bring it up. He'll hand off quickly here to Britton. Britton fakes the pass. He's going to keep, but then get ahead and knocked it out of his hand. And it's good defense there from Nate Williams, the captain. Then he gets taken to the floor by Hollett. Remember, these two teams played last night, less than 24 hours ago, and they're going at it hard here again this afternoon as the Wolves looking to set up from the far side. Wait. He has a quick look. Comes here to Monroe. Monroe trying to get a step. He gets taken down, and the referee's arms up. Is there going to be a penalty? And this time, it's going to be the Wolves heading to the power play. It looked like a high hit, and the arm came up and around as Monroe was trying to cut in. Heading over to the box. It's going to be number 99, Ryan Johnson. So the Wolves with their first power play opportunity of the afternoon, looking for their first lead as well. As number 11, Finn St. Hilaire will bring the ball in. And they'll start to set up as they start to swing it around the outside. So holding was the call. But there's a pass. That's going to be picked off. And it's picked off by Williams. He's got to run it quickly back the other way. Williams trying to find some room. And Williams could take it to the floor as they realized it was Ben Alcorn was trying to set things up. Either way, the Rapids have it in that far corner. Looking to kill some time off on the penalty. 1:30 to go, 10 seconds on their shot clock. And we're after the halfway mark here in the first period as well. So our next whistle, we will have our media timeout. And there's a chance short-handed, trying to go a little underhand. Was Carr looking for a second of the afternoon. Doyle turns that aside. Murphy will move it up to Monroe. Carter Monroe jogs the ball as they look to set up. He'll give it to McKay down low. They're going to go back and forth. Now Hilaire puts things in motion. Hilaire trying to set things up. Now Monroe. McKay back to Finsey. Hilaire, he fires a shot. Nice save. You can hear it from up here as Hayjack got a piece of that. And then just as that's happening behind the play, there's going to be another penalty. This one's got to go against Sackville. So still 37 seconds left in the St. John penalty. And they're going to hold on to this as long as possible. Goalie's been pulled out for the extra attacker, so a little 5-on-5 here right now. There's a shot, and have a look, and it's a goal. As Doyle got turned around trying to keep it out. I'm pretty sure that was Drew Mason scoring that one on the delayed call. We're going to get ready to go to the media timeout. We'll have a quick look at that goal as well before we go to break on the C4 Capital replay. See Mason right here. He's got a rip shot. Doyle thought he had it. He reaches back, unable to keep it out. And as we go to break, we're also going to thank our friends at C4 Capital, and then we'll come back for the remainder of the first period. So as the officials have a little break over there as well by the timekeeper's box, we're going to bring it to the center. We'll wait for the official goal announcement as the Rapids scored on that delayed penalty that was up and coming to the Wolves. So that's been delegated. So still 22 seconds remaining here for the power play for the Wolves. And they'll get a chance maybe for the equalizer, but they're going to lose the draw. So that should pretty well do it for the power play. As Alcorn will bring it over half. It was a hit from behind, but the goal wiped out that penalty as Aldrich will wait for the penalized player to come on the floor, and they do. They only got 6 seconds on the shot clock, and going through himself. And that's waved off, though, as I was watching Mason cut through, and the official right there on the side of the goal mouth as it waves it off right away. That's the second one they had waved off as Normando brings it up quickly. Kennedy over to McKay. Jack McKay looking to set things up. I should mention Will Normando, the captain of Sackville, was also voted as a second-team All-Star. And there's being held down. There's another call. And as St. John touched up, Hollick got dragged to the ground on that one, so holding will be the call. So they're going to get another power play opportunity for the Wolves as number 19, Carson Saunders, is going to head to the box. They'll call for the hold. You'll see here on the replay as he brings it up top, just grabs him a little bit too much of a tug there, and down he goes. Easy call for the official. Another opportunity for the Wolves for the equalizer. 7:25 remaining here in the first. They'll start to move it around. Finn St. Hilaire will be up top. Now Monroe trying to use some traffic in front. Trying for a bouncer. Haycheck reads that, and he's up quickly and looks to send it. Didn't get much in that pass, but going back to pick it up now for the Rapids was McIntyre. He's quickly to get over half, and he'll take it to the far boards. They'll look to hold as we're a minute and a half gone here in the power play. Try to find some room. Not a bad crowd here for game 2 of the finals. It is a Sunday afternoon, and it's beautiful outside. I wasn't too sure how many people were going to hear, but it's a good crowd, especially on the home side on our right and left. pretty packed, and on the far side as well, you see lots of bodies. So great to see the support. Of course, this would be the last game. Next 3, if it goes the distance, would all be in St. John. So this will be it for us, and we're in for an exciting one, hopefully, as we had last night. And right now, the Wolves looking for the equalizer, and it's Monroe. Monroe trying to find some room. There's nothing to be had there. As Hijack had to put that aside, and player gets sent down there hard, as well as Johnson is slow to get up. We'll keep an eye on him, but a chance back the other way. There's Ben Alcorn trying to score short-handed. Doyle able to put that aside. 47 seconds to go in the power play. The Wolves will try again. As Monroe gives it to McKay. McKay, short side, quickly up top. St. Hilaire, he tries to dangle his way through. He gets turned back up top. He's going to whip it quickly to McKay. McKay trying to find some room. He's going to miss on that far side. And that's going to take a friendly Rapids bounce. As the ball still bouncing all the way down low here. There's nobody stopped to pick it up. It's down in the far corner now. So Ben Rooney will pick it up. 28 seconds remaining on the power play. So the Rapids will pretty well hold it right to the end here. As Chenard looking to step up on Rooney. He got quiet here all of a sudden as well as they wait for that penalty to expire. Almost the exact same as Rooney trying to go up over. Rooney's still with it by himself. He just got to spin and fire, and he does make contact. And now there's a race for it to the far side. The Rapids trying to pick it up. A big battle ensues, and they do. Be careful of that penalty box door open over there as well. So a nice play there by Rooney. He's by himself as the team made a change. Then he took the shot, reset the shot clock, and got the rebound. So now an opportunity for the Rapids. They want to look to add to their lead as Harding on that far side loses the handle, but he's going to get picked up now by Aldrich. He hands it off to Rooney. Rooney trying to go in tight. He scores! As somehow able to find the streaking Harding. And he's going to give the Rapids their 3rd of the afternoon. We'll see here in the C4 Capital replay. Some quick ball movement right here as Rooney finds him out front open and over the shoulder. I didn't realize how quick that was, and a beauty around the world in front of Doyle. You know that'll make our cameraman Alex happy on that one. He loves this one. And Doyle spins around, but to no avail. With a nice goal from Harding. Coming into this, he had 7 goals, 8 assists for 15 points. When it plays like that, you can see why. On the draw now. Wolves, Normando. Looking to find some room, but trying to keep him at bay here. The Rapids, and he goes all the way to the far side to get over half just in time. There's a pass that almost gets picked off. Now the referee's arms up as Normando took a shot in the back there, but he gets the ball right back now. Normando turns and fires and scores! The Wolves captain taking it upon himself to get one back. And right after the Rapids score, make it 3-1. Normando comes and makes it 3-2 with 4:22 remaining here in the first. We'll see here from behind. Almost gets his pass picked off, and right there takes those couple shots in the back. So the delayed penalty was up, but he just brings it right out front and then goes for the low. And he's able to put that just inside the post. So that'll take that off on the delayed penalty. We'll bring it back to center. 1-goal lacrosse game. As Murphy gonna give battle here with Skaplin. They didn't like how that draw was signed up. So the Wolves will take over now. And they'll look to set up. Looking for the equalizer here as we approach 4 minutes remaining. There's Monroe. Monroe keeping the ball at bay. He tries to use the screen there from Kennedy. Back over to McKay. Has to go off the tip of his stick. Now sliding in to find a loose ball was Livingstone. He's going to run it back the other way. Livingstone looks up. Partial 2-on-1 as they try to take advantage of it before the defense gets on. Here's a chance here, but unable to bring it down was Saunders. Ball's loose in front of the crease. Mott's going to find it. Leo Mott will look to run it up over half. Mont now looks to hand it off. The official had to duck, and Britton had to be careful there right at center as he came close to the line. And then Williams in there causing all kinds of havoc as McKay keeping it up high, but gets taken to the ground, and they still battle, and now Williams is going to pick it up. As Amira was battling hard along the board, but then we get a back over call on that far side. So Cassie turns it over, and the Wolves will try again with 3:15 remaining here in the first. McKay, he tries to catch a chance, and he does. Jack McKay tying it up. All right, he took advantage of the defender and just threw that one home, as we'll see here on the replay, as Monroe moves it up, and McKay comes in and just catches the goalie out of position. Didn't think he's really going to shoot from there. So 3:10 remaining, all tied at 3, first period. We'll bring it back to center. Murphy and Scapland. Loose ball. And it's going to be picked up by the Wolves. As Cameron Waite will get it quickly over half. He looks to spin at center. Looking for some help now. He tiptoes along the line. Pass almost picked off. Still loose along the boards. As Britton trying to find it, he pops it up. So nobody knows where it is. But going up and getting it is going to be McIntyre. He'll run it to the near corner. He's going to hand it off to King. King quickly over to Mason. Mason looking for a lane. He gets turned back. Mason again. As Kenny keeping him at bay. He's going to move it quickly now to King. King goes over here to Kerr. Kerr scoring his second of the afternoon. As he's able to go all the way up top of the crease. And I believe duck it right over the shoulder of Doyle. We'll see here on the C4 Capital replay. As King right here finds him, and then he's going to do it himself right there as he goes back one side, back the other way, and up over the shoulder and in the back of the net. The Rapids regain their lead. 2:21 remaining here in the first. We'll bring it back to center. Murphy this time battling with Cassie. Loose in center. Everybody looks for it. Still loose, and finally picked up by Aldridge. Aldridge looking to move it quick here to Alcorn. He's going to hand off on the far side. Now Mason. Mason trying to use the screen. He tries a little up and under. He takes it all the way in behind. Looks so front, he trying to tuck one home. And he faked one way, come back the other way, but Doyle able to stay big and keep that out. He'll hand off quickly to Murphy. Murphy now to Britton, fresh off the bench. He looks for some room on the short side. He's going to give it to Hollett. Hollett up top now to the far side. St. Hilaire. He's trying to get a step. Hilaire trying to spin in. Hilaire still with it. Quick for the quick one time, and Kennedy unable to bring that home as Hayek, I think, just got enough of it to keep it out. Now Kennedy. Britton up top to Hollett. Hollett now. St. Hilaire. Hilaire trying to do this one. This one he elects to keep and shoot. And that one, as Kennedy thought it might have been back over, but it came off the goaltender. Just tried to whack at it to get it back over half. Was unable to come up with it. The Rapids do find it almost alone in front with Scapland, but unable to come up with the pass. As we're under a minute to go now here. As it's picked up by Mason Cole, who's wearing number 20 here tonight for the Wolves as he's called up for back-to-back games. Now on that far side, Kenny. Only 3 seconds of the shot clock. Gonna have to move quick here. Try to give it back to Waite. Unable to come up with the pass. Shot clock will expire, and the Rapids will move it quickly up over half. On that far side now, McIntyre takes it to the far corner. Brings it back up top to Mason. Now Aldridge. Back to Mason. Mason taking it to the front. He's going to go here to King. King as he's getting taken down as he takes the shot, but Doyle makes the save. Only 10 seconds. They're going to have to move quickly, but an errant pass is going to be picked off by Rooney. Rooney, he has a quick shot. He gets it on target, and just as the horn gets ready to expire, That's going to do it for us after one. You see the shots on goal, 16-9 in favor of the Rapids, who lead by 1, 4-3. We'll take a short break here. If that first period tells you anything, you want to come back for the second. See you right in a few.
Sam.
Hey, Mom.
Are you done?
Yeah, I just finished practice.
Your showcase has been cancelled.
They canceled it? But how will they see me play?
We saw your video and loved it. Welcome to the team.
Athletes train to persevere. Success can still be achieved even when the odds are against you. I use media to reach success. Fight for your dreams. You've got this.
And welcome back, everyone. Second period action. Just getting ready to get on their way. 4-3, the Rapids lead as the teams will switch ends, and they're going to win the face-off as well. And looking for more early here in the second frame as we get things all set up. Back up top, moving with some quickness as Carr tried to go a little over the shoulder. Now comes back up top, trying to go in behind. Now that pass going to be picked off by Mont. Again, as you mentioned earlier, Mont, Defensive Player of the Year for the Junior A level, and showing his defensive prowess right there, picking off that pass. Now he's going to hand it off to Kenny. Kenny and Monroe. Carter Monroe on that far side. He tries to find some room. He whips him quickly over here to Hollett. Hollett now. He tries to find. He takes a shot, and goaltender just gets a piece of that with the shoulder. And then from the far side, another one. I think I might got a piece of the helmet of Hayjack. But either way, makes a save. St. John able to pick up a loose ball. They're in the offensive zone quickly. Now fresh off the bench was Carr. Already got two here this afternoon. He gets pushed back. Pass comes down below us here for Harding. Harding. He spins. Harding trying to find some room. Harding was a screen in front end. He gets taken to the floor. That shot's going to go just wide. Only 5 seconds of the shot clock from way down, and there's Harding again trying to dive as he tried to take advantage, but Doyle able to keep that at bay, but then a low pass. Unable to be picked up, and there's the Rapids to take over on the turnover here near center. Mason. He's going to swing it there to the far side for the boards. The Rapids look to get set up. Comes back here to Mason. Mason just below us. Brings it back up top. Fakes. Keeps. Trying to go back up top. Still has it as it deflected to him. 7 seconds on the shot clock. There's a bouncer and scores! Sawyer King getting his name on the scoreboard here this afternoon. At 18:11 to go here in the second. As the shot clock was getting ready to count down. There's Mason with a couple moves, and then he hands it up over top right here. And then coming in, and you'll see the bounce shot right there. We'll get a shot here at Doyle's view. And there it is as they bring it to center. A battle ensues as the Wolves will pick this one up and wait. We'll bring it over. He gets taken down, and as he does, he'll make the pass to St. Hilaire, but he can't come up with it. Now the Rapids, as we get a foot race, moves up quickly. Here's a chance here for Alcoin, and he scores! And just that quickly, that's him with a nice pass up ahead. Number 25, Ben Alcorn. You see here a little bit of a scramble play. Players getting pushed up, and right here, a nice little head pass. And then coming in and making no mistake and going right inside that far post on Doyle on the C4 Capital replay. So 2 quick goals here to start the second. Doubles up the lead for the Rapids, and they win the faceoff, and they're going to look for more. Livingstone will hand it off. Rooney will try to set up. He comes here to Harding. Harding trying to get free. He'll hand it off. And had to reach way up to get that one. Was King. Now a chance from outside, and there's Doyle down. He froze for a second, but has it. And able to hold on to the rebound. Now hand off to Normando. Normando will get up over half. He'll hand off in the corner. Now Hollett will start to set things up. Him and Monroe go back and forth. Far side, Kennedy. Now Britton. Back to Kenny. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kenny trying to to go for low. That's going to miss everything. And then take a high bounce up to the ceiling out of play. Rapids will take over. And they'll pick it up right in front of their own bench. And Mason will set things up. Mason to the far side for King. King, little pass there trying to connect with Aldridge. Couldn't quite go over and under. Now Mason Cole able to use the pick as he runs it quickly up over half. He'll hand it off. Now Jack McKay. He'll give it to Waite. He'll go in the corner for St. Hilaire. He brings it back up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Waite trying to find some room, but all the way up top. Now for the far side. Kenny fires one. He's going to miss that one just wide. And shot clock's going to expire. Rapids will pick up the loose ball, and they're back in the offensive zone. 4 minutes gone now here in the second. A little different pace as things changed up here early in the second. The Rapids scoring 2 quick ones. Mason thought about cutting in. He's going to turn back. He'll go up top with it. Looking for a lane is Rooney. He loses the handle. Everybody trying to scoop it up. They're going to come to the boards as Rooney was ready to release the trigger. He realized he didn't have the ball. Now this loose ball looking to run it up is McDonald. McDonald for a quick pass up now to Kenny. Kenny trying to run into trouble. He's got players coming all out of his 3 white jerseys collapse quickly on him. But he does get the ball off to Hollett, who gives it back to him. 10 seconds. Kenny with a shot. Goaltender gets a piece of that one. But that one's going to go off the goaltender into the netting out of play. So Sackville will keep possession. And Monroe from the far corner. Monroe tried to break back in. He gets sent back outside. He's going to run all the way around. Monroe's still with it. Monroe, he turns and fires. He tries to find some room on the short side. Haycheck puts it inside. And Hollett, I believe, sent to the floor in front of the net, and the referee's arms up. And we're going to get a power play opportunity for the Wolves. It's heading to the box, number 19, Carson Saunders. 2 minutes for the cross check. 5:02 gone here in the second. 6-3 lacrosse game. As the Wolves will try to chip away at this lead here now on the power play. Finn St. Hilaire will bring it in. And they'll start to move it around the outside of the box. Looking to set things up. And Monroe, as everybody starts to move. Monroe, St. Hilaire, his shot block comes back to Monroe. Monroe trying to find some room. Heath rips a hard pass to Waite. Couldn't quite come up, but it comes to Hollett. 7 seconds. Hollett just turns and fires. He tries to squeeze through the arm. There's Hayjack. Holds on to it just enough to squeeze the arm between himself and his body to keep that out. 1:30 remaining here in the power play as the Rapids will bring it up the floor shorthanded. They have it on the far side now. As we slow things down, we see one of our sponsors over there on the boards, Raymar Homes. Of course, we always want to give a special shout out to all our sponsors. We appreciate you all season for allowing us to do what we do. As that shot clock can get ready to expire, there's a little loop pass shot that comes in on Doyle that will hand it off. And now McKay, 54 seconds ago on the shot clock. He'll give it to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire trying to give it back to McKay. Going to have it go off his stick and out of play. And the Rapids going to move it up quickly. 45 seconds remaining here on the power play. Far side, Cedric Carr got to hold on to it. As number 8 looks at 88, who will pass it up top. As Sawyer King now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 25 seconds on the penalty clock. King from way outside. He gets taken to the floor by Chenard. Chenard looking for it. But from his belly, King able to put it to the corner. Now the Wolves, only 10 seconds left on the shot clock. See if they elect to hold or they try to take advantage of the extra attacker. And I can hear the instructions being sent out from the coaches now. And there's a quick one-time. And St. Hilaire unable to come down to it. Should give a special code as we mentioned the coaches. The coaching staff for the Wolves, staff of the year for the Junior A lacrosse season. So a shout out, of course, to head coach Ben McKay, the assistants Mark Seward, Mitch Bouchard, Alex Blanchard, and of course general manager Jay Tishmarsh for doing a great job this season. Third year in the finals. Second in the regular season, so not bad at all. I was watching over on that far side. And Rossong unable to get the ball over half in time, so Rapids will take over on the turnover. And there's a chance on the other side, and taking advantage of said chance and putting it home and adding to the lead as the Rapids going to score. And I believe that was Rooney, number 14. We'll see here again in the C4 Capital replay. On the turnover on the far side, just to himself, he goes up and over, comes in, and makes a move and tucks it in on that far post, just inside and over the shoulder of Doyle. You get here in a better advantage right there. That little stutter step cuts back in and fakes one way, comes back the other, and puts it home. 7-3, 12-14 remaining now here in the second. Loose ball. It's going to be a back over. So the Wolves will take over. Unable to capitalize on that last power play, and Rapids right after they killed off take full advantage. And the Wolves, the one-hand pass trying to go back up top to Hilaire, does get it. Hilaire trying to come in on the short side. He rips the shot. And another save from Hayjack. St. John back quickly up over half. And it's Drew Mason looking to set up. Mason, he looks to do himself. There's an over the shoulder pass, and there's a chance of diving through the crease. Was Harding, and he gets taken hard to the floor as Mason with a little over the shoulder pass. And then Harding diving through the crease, and now Normando trying to come back the other way. He tries to find one and laying down and then hoping it's underneath him, and it is as he went down and didn't want to move, but it is underneath him as saves at both ends of the floor here. Now St. John will bring it back again as Carr hands it off to McIntyre. McIntyre he gets taken to the floor as Doyle make the save, but either way, McIntyre stepped in the crease, so whistle goes. Wolves will bring it back the other way as Murphy will hand off to Britton. We'll go here now to Kennedy. Kennedy. Wait. Now Kenny. Luke Kenny trying to find somebody open. He goes all the way up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cameron Wait now. He's going to go to the far side. Now rip it back to Britton. He's going to fire one. That's going to miss. And then go up into the netting. And out of play. Rapids will take over here near center as we approach the halfway mark of the second period. And from that far side, King gonna hand it off to Carr. Carr trying to lower the shoulder and then trying to go back to Mason. That pass a little bit too far behind him. Now Rossong quickly looking for a loose ball. He's going to bring it up the floor. He'll stop up and have a quick look. He goes to the pass here to Hollett, takes it on the bounce. Hollett trying to pick it up in the corner. Hollett spins away from a check. He goes up top to McKay. McKay, he looks to rip a shot, does. Right on target. Rebound comes right back to him. McKay quickly here to Hollett. Hollett up top to Monroe. Monroe going to fire one, and Hayjack can give it another save. And we're going to get a whistle as that one goes out of play. As everybody pointing up at the scoreboard, 9:49 to go. And we're going to head to our media timeout. And this one brought to our good friends at Next Level U Sports. We'll take a break and be right back for the action. And we're back, 9:49 remaining here in the second period. 7-3 our score. Rapids lead by 4 as the Wolves will take over here after the media timeout. And there's a shot from McKay from the far side. The Rapids goaltender able to make the save, but the rebound's picked up by the Wolves. So they'll try again with a new shot clock. And there's an errant pass that's going to go off the boards. Both teams still looking for it. Rapids got to pick it up on the far boards. And they'll move it quickly to the offensive zone. They look to set up and waiting for the rest of the offense to come off the bench. As Rooney looks to set things up, he'll hand off to Harding. Harding trying to get a step. Harding looks to cut in. Harding with some moves. And he steps in the crease. Doyle keeps it out either way. But Harding showing his hands off there with some moves in tight, but unable to get by the goaltender as he steps in the crease. Turnover. Wolves quickly back the other way. Still lots of time in this one for either team, as we know goals can come fast. As Norman Doe gets taken to the floor, and then a steal and a chance trying to go the other way as Weldon in alone. He fires one, and just getting a piece of that one was Doyle. But a chance here for Tyler Weldon, as first took his player to the floor, then took the ball and went in on the mini break, but couldn't beat the Wolves goaltender. Now St. Hilaire hands it off in behind and trying to tuck one home from in behind, but unable to do so as Monroe gets a little extra tap from the goaltender as he keeps him and the ball out. Rapids will take over. They have it on the far side. 8:15 to go here in the second. As King tried to go quickly to Carr, couldn't quite come up with it. Now Chenard looking for it. He takes a bump, but either took a bump without the ball. A whistle off the way from the ball as Rossong will now pick it up. They apologize that Ian McDonald bring it up for the Wolves. Will hand it to Cameron Waite, who now goes to Monroe. Carter Monroe in front of his own bench. They'll give it to St. Hilaire as they look to set things up. Hilaire has a quick look. Hilaire trying to cut inside. Hilaire, and collapsing on him quickly was Williams to take that away and then sends it to the floor. But the Wolves still have a shot clock winding down. McKay takes a shot from well outside. And the rebound is going to be picked up by Waite. He'll hand it back to Monroe. Monroe now. St. Hilaire. He has a look. He tries to get a step. He looks for some room. He gets sent back. He's going to give it to Waite. He goes back to St. Hilaire. Hilaire trying to go over to Monroe. Sitting on the doorstep. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And everybody just kind of left the floor there thinking the shot clock was going to wind down, but Rapids will take advantage. They move up the other way. And Rooney trying to get a step. Rooney hands it off now to Harding. Harding back to Rooney. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rooney trying to find some room. Does fire one. And Doyle didn't know where it was for a moment, but has it in his equipment as he's able to make the save. And he'll hold on. Hand off now to Rossong. Rossong quickly up over half. 6:40 remaining now here, second period. Waite. Kenny, now Hollett from the corner. Josh Hollett, number 5 for the Sackville Sportwheels Wolves. Trying to go back here to Kenny. Couldn't quite come up with it. And the goaltender's out. He's going to track that down in, and he's going to look to send it down the floor. And they know that play quite well. As stepping off the bench right in time with Aldridge. And he tries to rip one. And does. Doyle with the save. Rebound comes right back to King. And the Rapids will set up again. Trying to give it here to Carr. Carr trying to split to D. Couldn't quite come up with the pass. Now Parkin for the Wolves will pick it up. He'll hand off to Norman Doe. Norman Doe will bring it up the floor. He looks to step. Norman Doe looking to do himself. He tried to go far side. He got to miss just wide. Then it's picked up by the Rapids. And trying to get in behind the play here is Williams. Williams is going to score! Nate Williams, number 8, a quick ball movement from the Rapids, able to get behind the Wolves D, and they're going to add to their lead. We'll see here again on the replays, brought to you by C4 Capital. Right here, picked up, and a quick pass by Brooks, and able to go down and pick it up, and then got the defender backpedaling, and got the goaltender moving as well, and going down by the feet was Williams, and the Rapids Capital makes it, or captain, I should say, sorry, makes it 8-3. I'm looking for more now as they pick it up at center. But then a giveaway as Mont tried to find him, and then they get it right back as picked up by McIntyre. A little bit of scrambly play off that face-off. Now Harding. He goes up top to Carr. Carr to King. King looking for some room. King trying to go back here to Harding. Harding down low to Carr. Trying to go back to Harding. Harding in tight. And he does get the shot. Doyle makes a save. Loose ball now. Going to be picked up by Mont. Mont runs it up over half. Mont will hand it off. Now Monroe. St. Hilaire to Waite. Under 5 to go here in the second as Hollett picks it up off the boards in the corner. Hollett looks out front, going to keep. Hollett as he spins and fires as he takes the bump. Save made from Hayjack. But the rebound is picked up by the Wolves, and they'll try again. Waite as the official has the arm up now. And you see Hollett, he's been taking a couple shots that has caused penalties. As Doyle heads to the bench. Extra attacker out now for the Wolves. On the delayed penalty, going for the one-time is Monroe at the back door. He's going to fire that one home on the delayed call. 4:18 to go here in the second. 8-4 with a nice pass from the corner. Monroe taking no time to slam that home. So 6-on-5 right here from the corner. There's the quick pass, and as quick as he gets it, he releases it. And Hayjack unable to slide over in time to keep that out. You see here with a great goal angle shot. And right there, in and out and in. 4:18 remaining here in the second. We'll bring it back to center as Cassie and Murphy will do a battle. And a loose ball going to be picked up quickly by Aldrich. Aldrich looking to get that back for the Rapids. Hooking would have been the call. That's delegated from the goal announcer. If you listen to Jason, try not to talk over the announcer. He does such a great job here for the Wolves. Has a loose ball right off that high as the horn was getting ready to go for Mason as he reached up and picked it up and had a quick shot, but unable to get on target, so the Wolves will pick it up. They'll bring it up over half. Norman Doe. He throws a high one to Kenny. He's unable to come down with it. Now it's picked up by Skaplin. He'll move it quickly up the floor. Now it's picked up. There's a shot. Doyle with a save, and he's got to pick it up with his hand to grab that one. And he goes quickly to Norman Doe as both these teams running up and down the floor here now. Norman Doe. Wolves captain going to hand off to Waite. Waite will go to the corner for St. Hilaire. Hilaire looking to get a step. Hilaire trying to cut back in. Hilaire goes up and tries to go over. But Hayjack able to keep that aside. Rebounds picked up by his defense. And they'll quickly bring it over half is Saunders. Saunders now. He'll head to the bench as he gives it to Rooney. Ben Rooney will give it to Mason. Mason now to Aldridge. He moved it quickly. That pass is picked up nicely off the boards here from Harding. Harding tried to find some room, but looks like the shot clock going to expire. As unable to get that on target. As Chenard will pick it up. Chenard now for the Wolves. Sutter steps at center as he gets it over. Needs a quick pass now to Hollett. Hollett, far side, McKay. Jack McKay trying to find some room. McKay with a little spin. McKay trying to give it back to Monroe. Monroe looking for it on the floor. To the boards now. He takes his player down. Ball still loose as another player gets taken down. As Monroe. As coming in, there was McKinnon. As number 22, Morgan McKinnon. He was voted to the second team All-Star team as well here before this afternoon's game. There's a shot from McKay. That's in the equipment of Hayjack. Is he able to hold on? Under 2 minutes to go now in the second. Rapids will bring it up as McKinnon will hand it off. McKinnon to King. King looking to set up. Sawyer King Now Carr to Mason. Back to King. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Rooney has a quick look. Rooney, tries to do a little stutter step. He goes down to the floor, and the shot clock will expire. It's warm in here, and that floor is slippery when they try to do those little moves. Now the Wolves back in the offense. Love to get one here before the break. Try to get this chipping down a little closer. And there's a chance here for Kennedy. He fires one. Saves made, picked up, and again, sending it the length of the floor. And to Williams, who picks it up.
1 minute remaining in the second period.
He'll hand it off. Last minute to play here in the second. As Harding. He looks for a chance there, and Carr! He tried to go up over top, and then the rebound. As in behind the play there, Aldridge got tangled up a little bit with Parkin, but play continues. And we're going to get a timeout. Did everybody hold up there for the whistle? So with 40.6 to go here in the second, Wolves want to have a chat. We're going to get a timeout. A little bit of extra whistle, a little bit of extra conversations happening after the whistles here now. Of course, these two teams played last night with St. John winning game 1 11-8, but the temperature's starting to flare a little bit. It's hot in here. They got to play again next weekend, of course. First game Saturday, and then game 4, if necessary, would be Sunday, and then if somehow we make it to a game 5, would be the following weekend up in St. John again, and then the weekend after that would be the Founders Cup. So lots going on in St. John for lacrosse in the next few weekends, depending how this series goes, of course. Looks like Sackville's had their conversation. They're looking to set up here now. About a 15-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as Hollett tries to find an opening. Hollett trying to connect there with St. Hilaire. Couldn't quite come down with it. And now the other side, as they all do. Now with some extra pushing and shoving, St. Hilaire gets all caught up with Weldon. And then Monroe with a few words as well as they head off. And now they look like they're both going. As maybe a few extra words too many. So as the timeout was being called, we've got to be Weldon and Monroe heading to the box so they can continue their conversation during this timeout. And with the 26 seconds left here in the period, as we're going to get offsetting calls. So we're going to have 4-on-4 to finish the second and to start the third. As they're both getting unsportsmanlikes. So goaltender heading for the extra attacker now for the Rapids as they'll hold on for last shot of the period. As everybody gets themselves in position, here we go. Aldridge will run up and hand off to Mason. Now Mason will slow things down. He gets a quick look up at the clock. As we hear the unsportsman calls. With 7 seconds, they'll start to move here quickly as a quick pass and a quick shot as Rooney try to come up with it. Now in the empty net before the horn goes, watch the bounce. And it goes just wide. I think the horn would have went before it went in anyway. Either way, after 2, 8-4 our score. We'll take a short break here. We'll come back for the third period. This has been for an exciting finish. See you everybody in a few. And you hear the music. We are back. Third period action. Just get ready to get on their way. 8-4 Rapids lead heading here to the last period. Still a minute 34 on the offsetting penalty, so we'll have 4-on-4 to get us started. As they got the bench open here just below us as we were waiting for Monroe to go get over to the penalty box as he was taking his time coming through the tunnel. Now we'll get it going. If they get it here to center, we're ready to go. And that draw is going to be controlled by Aldridge, who flew back in there to pick up a loose ball off the floor. You see the shots on goal now, 28-19 in favor of the Rapids, who lead by 4. Looking for more here to get started early. In the beginning of the second period, they got things going and scored a couple ones early to get their lead going, but that one turned aside by Doyle. Now it's going to be picked up by Mont, and we'll get it quickly to McKay. McKay, Kenny, now Hollett. Goes back to Kenny. Luke Kenny trying to find some room. We're going to get it back here to McKay. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McKay from way up top. He fires one. That's going to hit the old breadbasket of Hayjack. He'll hold on, make sure there's no rebound. 47 seconds to go here, 4-on-4. As Drew Mason will look to set up. He'll hand it off. Trying to find some room here. And there's a chance his cutting was hurting. He gets in on target. Doyle able to make the save. A rebound's picked up by Rooney. Now Rooney over to the far side for Mason. Mason thought about just doing a net drive there. He gets turned back. Now he cuts up top. Mason. He's going to lose the handle. Nobody knew where it was. You got to go back and pick it up. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Mason hands it off to Harding. Harding fires one. Doyle coming out of his crease. He'll pick it up. He's going to hand off now to Murphy. Murphy running over half as the penalized players make their way back to the floor. 5-on-5 now. And fresh out of the penalty box, there's Monroe pick it up. He fires the pass here to Kenny. He had to reach and grab with a nice catch. He tried to give it back to Monroe, who was crashing the front of the goal, unable to come up with it. But along the boards there's Wade. He gets a shot on target. Hayjack with another save, no rebound, and he'll send it quickly towards the Rapids bench as McIntyre just stepped on the floor and picks it up. Kenneth McIntyre from the far side. He'll go way up top here for Rooney. Rooney has a look. Rooney trying to go up and under. He's trying to get by the defense of McDonald, who sends him back. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Rooney's going to have to shoot and doesn't. Almost found some room there on the far side with a nice little pick up by Doyle on that one as the shot clock was getting ready to expire. Now the Wolves back up over half as Kenny runs it to the far side. He goes back up top. Wait. Monroe trying to find some room. Monroe gets taken down hard into the crease with some extra authority there as well. And he's slow to get up as the Rapids move it quickly the other way. Moving quick, and there's a big hit there as Aldridge was looking for the pass, and Perkin takes him down right in front of Doyle. Maybe that'll get the Wolves all fired up because Chenard running it quickly. He's going to hand it up to McKay, and McKay went back here to St. Hilaire, had to go up and reach it right at center, make sure that didn't go back over. Now St. Hilaire trying to get a step. He's going to go all the way in behind. He's going to hold on to it. He's going to duck the back check of the Rapids defender. He gets it back to McKay, goes up top to Holler. Holler with a quick shot, and then Hayjack all turned around, but able to make the save. Rebound in the corner. Now a hit in the back as they fought for the ball. Rapids will pick it up, and they'll move it quickly to the far side. 3:40 gone here, third period. 8-4 lacrosse game. Looking for more now. The chance here. Oh, takes a shot as he tries to dive across the crease there was Carr. He goes down hard across the floor. Lots of bodies hitting the floor here to start the third as they slide across the surface as Normando brings it back up over half. There's Waite from the far side. Waite looking to give it back to Kenny. His pass gets deflected now, picked off by the Rapids. He goes right through a couple Wolves and runs it up as Cassie. He'll hand it off. And then turning back with it is Felix Harding. Harding, he's going to have to hand it over as Cassie get all tied up with the Wolves defender. So away ball foul. That will give Wolves possession. Here's Kennedy. He goes to Britton, who goes way up top here to Hollett. We'll take it to the far side. Josh Hollett now. He has a quick look. Hollett trying to find the room. He gets taken to the floor. As throwing him down with authority was Brooks. Now it's picked up by O'Mara. O'Mara going to hand it off. As the Wolves trying to get some changes as the offense for the Rapids comes on. And it's King. King trying to use the screen. King trying to go back to Livingstone. Livingstone with this shot. That's turned aside. Doyle picks it up. As Parkin and Livingstone giving some extra shots there on the side of the creases. Etienne Chenard brings it up. He spins off a check. You got to be careful. Off the bench there was McKinnon. And McKinnon showing why he was voted to the second team All-Star team as he snuck off the bench with the steal. And Chenard was hearing it as well from Williams. Now they'll give back. There's a chance in tight, but turned aside as McIntyre found himself with a little daylight right in front of Doyle. Now Mason Cole will bring it up. Cole will hand off to Monroe. Monroe, he tries to spin off. Monroe brings it way up top as he goes to the far side as Kenny had to reach up to grab that one. Monroe takes it, but now McKay with a shot. Hayjack with the save and rolls down into the equipment. He'll hand it off as they approach almost 6 minutes gone now here, third period. Now Mason will slow things down. Mason having a look. Mason thought about maybe lowering the shoulder and going towards, but he's going to pass it off. It goes around now Livingstone. Livingstone down low and thought about slamming that one down with King, but he holds. Only 5 seconds on the shot clock, though, from the far side. Mason trying to get free. Mason still with it. Mason, as the horn goes, gets a shot on. Doyle makes a save, and Murphy now for the Wolves going to have to move quick to get it up over half. He'll hand off to Waite. He just gets over in time. Waite here, short side. He'll go over to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire from the far boards. He tries to find some daylight. St. Hilaire trying to cut it. Van Hilaire takes a big shot as he gets stood up hard by O'Mara. Now the referee's arms up as well. And we're going to get a whistle. I think there's a penalty going to come to the Rapids, and it is going to go to number 8, Nate Williams. Let's see what the call is. We're going to get a cross check. So 13-13 remaining here, third period. Williams in the box for 2 or less. Another power play opportunity for the Wolves. Hadn't had too much success in the power play here this afternoon, but looking to maybe chip away at this lead. And there's Monroe. Look at the fake pass shot. Hayjack turns out aside, but rebounds picked up by the Wolves. Now St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire trying to get a step. He has a quick look. He tries for the little underhand pass. Monroe going to reach back off the boards and pick it up. Now Monroe from way outside with the fake shot. Looking for St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire with the shot. That's going to go high as well. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now Monroe. But then you see on the other side, there's going to be a penalty. It's going to go to St. Hilaire. You see the stick broken in half, and I think pretty sure he broke it in half over the Rapids player as he heads to the box. Roughing will be the call, so that'll do it for the power play. We're going to have 4-on-4 lacrosse for 1:29. 12:42 remaining third period. Time is coming a factor here now for the Wolves if they want to start mounting a comeback. Aldridge will bring it in. With the speed and skill of these two teams, 4-on-4 is entertaining watching them set up. Here's Rooney to the far side now. Rooney to Mason. Mason trying to give it in, but stepping in the crease was Harding as he got it by Doyle, but not before he stepped in the crease. So goal waved off. Wolves will bring it back the other way. Here's Kennedy, Nolan Kennedy, number 6 for the Wolves. He looks with him. There's a screen in front. He fires one. I thought they'd get a shot on goal, but they say no. Must have went off the defensive front. But there's a shot either way as number 19, Waite, is going to score the goal. But then after the whistle, I think Holt's going to be heading to the penalty box as he fired the Rapids defender's stick. We're going to get a replay here of the goal to make it 8-5. As we'll see here, Waite from the far side. He's just going to spin and fire, and then haul it right there. You can see it. You can't beat the camera on that one. He got taken to the ground, and he tosses the stick. So even though the Wolves score to make it 3-goal differential with 8 minutes gone here in the third, they're going to get short-handed as Holt's in the box for 2. So we're going to have 4-on-3 lacrosse. So the Rapids with a golden opportunity to get that one back. And they win the draw. They're going to look to set up. Here's Mason.
Wolves goal scored by number 19, Cameron Wade, unassisted. 12 minutes remaining in.
They start to swing it as to the far side. Up top, trying to cut in. Aldridge trying to make all kinds of moves, but he's going to step in the crease as well. That'll force a turnover as Doyle able to keep it out. Now Normando going to run it up for the Wolves. Normando takes a bump, just goes right down Main Street with this one. Now he'll peel off to the side. You got to watch out from the bench. And a nice defensive play there as Scalpin came in and knocked that ball loose. Now Alcorn going to hand it off as he heads towards the bench. 5-on-3 now as we got 20 seconds in St. Hilaire's penalty, a minute in Hollett's penalty. So the Rapids 5-on-3. Aldridge trying to spin. Aldridge looking for some room. Aldridge trying to catch Doyle in position. Doyle makes a save. Rebound picked up. And here's another chance. And that one's going to be fired just wide. As Doyle's got to have a head on the swivel as it's coming from everywhere. Now up top. Down, go low again. They go back and forth at the crease there between Aldridge and Harding, but unable to come down with it. One penalty over. 30 seconds remaining in Hollett's penalty, so 5-on-4 now. Trying to rip that pass, and that one's going to go off the yellow dasher board and up into the netting out of play. And the Wolves should be able to hold on and kill off the remaining time in Hollett's penalty. As Carter Monroe takes it here along the wall, he looks up quickly at the shot. As he got about a 6-second differential on the shot clock. Monroe by himself along the boards. Monroe still with it, takes a few bumps, and he's got to spin and fire his hammer. That one way out of play, and we're going to be under the 10-minute mark as well with 9:54 to go. We're going to get our final media timeout. This one brought to you by your friends of PNL.CNA Electrical and Communications. We're going to take a short break and be right back for the conclusion of this one. And here we go, 9:54 remaining third period, 8-5 our score. With a big penalty kill there by the Sackville Sportwheels Wolves. And right off the draw though, right coming off the media timeout. Rapids getting it right back. And I believe that's number 86, and it is Chase Aldridge, I believe. We'll see here on the replay. So they didn't take much time coming back from the break, and that one just gets by the Wolves goaltender. So just when the Wolves thought they might have been chipping away at the lead, Rapids get up, make it a 4-goal spread again, 9-5 now. And we get a scramble draw, but coming back and picking it up is going to be McIntyre. McIntyre's going to look to turn right back up the floor. He's looking along the boards now. Now takes it deep in the corner. Trying to give it back to Carr, who is driving towards the goal. Now Mont for the Wolves going to pick up a loose ball. Leo Mont will move it quickly, and it's Nolan Kennedy. Kennedy here on the short side. Kennedy look for the little stutter step. Kennedy going to go to the far side for St. Hilaire. Can't quite come down with it. Now they bow to the boards. St. Hilaire trying to pick it up and does come out of the corner with it. Now trying to go to the front of the net. St. Hilaire trying to do it himself with a little spin shot. And that does get a piece of the net, so it will reset the shot clock. St. Hilaire coming hard. He was heading towards the bench. And he didn't give a couple extra shots there to O'Mara, as the Rapids will come back the other way. Starting to see some frustrations creep in here a little bit with the Wolves. Now Rooney. Rooney hands it off to Mason. Mason trying to find a shooting lane. Finds one, hammers one. And there's Doyle with the save. Scoops up the rebound. Now he's going to hand it off to Mont. Mont will run it up the floor. He'll hand off now to Hollett. Hollett going to run it to the far side. Hollett thought for a second maybe stepping in and taking a run for that corner. Now he'll go way back up top with it. Now Kennedy here on the short side. Kennedy trying to cut in. He takes a bump. Then he goes to the far side for Waite. Waite goes down low to pick it up. 5 seconds on the shot clock as Waite fires one. That goes off the defender. As Alcorn will pick it up. Now there's a player getting knocked down again, and I think it's Hollett involved in the extracurriculars. As slow to get up as Johnson, as I was watching the ball in the corner, I was going to believe is that a hooking call? And now Hollett with a few extra words for the officials, and his afternoon is over as he's going to head for the showers. So it looks like a 2-10 being assessed here to Josh Hollett. He makes his way towards the tunnel. So with 8 minutes remaining here, third period, as Henry Mont's going to hustle over to the penalty box to serve Hollett's penalty. Wait for the official announcement, but 2 minutes up on the clock. So a power play here. Won't say if they score, would put it to bed, but it'd be pretty close if they get to a 5-goal spread here with the amount of time left in this one. But anything can happen. Got to play the game, and right now the Rapids on the power play, looking to add to the lead, looking for double digits. And there's a chance here. They whip a pass over. Doesn't come off anyway, but Murphy going to pick that up. Now Murphy shorthanded, looks to run it up the floor. Murphy trying to get away from Rooney. Now he's got to worry about Aldridge, and Aldridge with a nice defensive play to knock that loose on the back check. 1:25 remaining in the penalty, as Drew Mason will bring it back up through the middle. Mason will hand it off. Up top now, Aldridge as they start to swing. They'll look to engage the power play. You'll see players go in motion. Aldridge trying to catch everybody, but Doyle sees that one, makes a save, but rebound going to be picked up by Harding, and they'll reset the offense. 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Rooney goes down low with it. Back up top now for Mason. Mason, he fires a shot. That gets through. Doyle with the save. Rebound. Everybody looking for it as Mont takes a shot. And the ball is going to roll down the other end. 30 seconds remaining here on the power play, as Harding will run it back up the floor. Now from the far side, up top. They go back and forth. Mason. Rooney, quick pass over, back up top. Rooney trying to get it back, but that's picked off, and here comes Mont. Mont with some speed, looking for a short-handed marker. Mont stops up, takes in Mont. tries to come in, and a big save from Hayjack as Mont was looking for a second. Would have been a huge one for the Wolves, short-handed as the penalized player comes back on the floor. But a battle along the floor is picked up by Hudson Scapland, and he'll hand it over. 5:45 left now here, third period. 9-5 our score, and a chance here. And as Harding with another opportunity, but Doyle turns aside. But he's able to pick up and get his own rebound. Now he'll put it back up top, and Rooney. As you can hear the coaches on the other side telling them take their time now on the offense. Every time down the floor, trying to kill more valuable time off on the clock. And a chance in here, cutting in tight is King. And Doyle with another save. The shot's now 35-24 in favor of the Rapids. As Chenard will pick up a loose ball, bring it up quickly to Monroe. Monroe look for some room on the short side. He'll hand off to McKay. McKay all the way back up top to Monroe. Monroe unable to come down with it. And Alcorn trying to race one down. Alcorn picks it up. He's in alone. He fires and scores. Second of the other afternoon, number 25, Ben Alcorn. And he showed some speed on that one as he raced down the floor to pick it up and then fire it home. You'll see here the loose ball comes all the way back up top and then just puts the Jets on and beats Monroe and then beats the goaltender. And they double up the lead and hit double digits, 10-5, 4:51 to go here now in the third. Remember, game 3 next Saturday night up in St. John. St. John undefeated so far here in the playoffs, looking to continue that here this afternoon, and they're going to win the faceoff as Cassie will bring it in the zone. He'll hand it off now. Now Mason. We need a chance there to listen to the bench. It gets quiet in here. You can hear the bench as we got a great setup right in behind the Wolves bench here. Trying not to give up here. Some encouragement coming from their captains and assistant captains, but right now the Rapids have the ball, looking for more. Maybe put the nail in the coffin here this afternoon. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Rooney trying to get away from Normando. He'll hand it off. Now Harding. Harding looking for an opening. Harding spins and fires, and he scores! His second of the afternoon, the second team All-Star, firing that one home. 11-5 now, under 4 to go here in the third. We'll see here again on the C4 Capital replay as he reaches back and somehow finds the room and puts that home. It looks like the Wolves are going to have the hard route as they're going to have to go up to St. John and try to take 2 and then head back to following weekend to hopefully have a game 5 for the Wolves. St. John want to take this one this afternoon. They get back to home court. And they're looking for more right now. Without that faceoff, it's picked up by Saunders. Saunders thought about coming in. He did a little one-hander as he's down there by himself. That gets turned aside. The rebound picked up by Chenard. And he'll hand it off now to Rossong as Chenard just avoids a check after he makes the pass. Now St. Hilaire, as we're going to see some rough stuff towards the end of this one. And there's a shot from Rossong. Rossong takes a shot, and he's going to get up and give a couple little extra pushes. This could be the final home game here for some of these seniors, as well as the next 3 games, if it goes, if necessary, will be all in St. John. So this is our chance to say bye to the seniors on the Wolves. 3:28 to go here in the third. And of course, we want to thank all our viewers for staying with us all season as well, as this will be our last broadcast here at the Den, the Sackville Arena, home of the Wolves. And we'll have to pay attention next weekend to see the happenings up in St. John. But right now, Kenny, he fires a shot. He's going to miss that one just wide. With 7 seconds on the shot clock, Kenny fires one. That one does make contact with the goaltender, but he makes the save. And now a big hit in the corner. St. Hilaire, who's been angry for most of this game here this afternoon. As he has a few more words that they talk back. Now the officials coming together. and seeing who ball is going to be. And it will be Rapids ball, 2:57 remaining. St. Hilaire arguing his case to the official to no avail as he heads towards the bench. And the Rapids will come back on the offense. He goes up top for Rooney as they just slow things down now. As we'll watch some of the action away from the ball here as well, as Rooney gets it down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. He has a quick look. Rooney. He's just going to send it towards Doyle, and almost for a second with the bouncer caught Doyle not paying attention, but good positioning by the goaltender able to pick it up. He'll hand off to Norman Doe. Norman Doe will give it to Monroe. Now down to McKay. McKay trying. He comes in. He fires a shot. And that's going to make contact as Monroe gets taken down away from the ball. But the Rapids will bring it in the offense as Monroe trying to get back to the bench. So a partial 5-on-4 right now for the Rapids with under 2 to go. And off the bench was McNeil knocking that loose. Now Chenard maybe with a chance. Chenard in shorthand. I should say short here, trying to get in alone as the defenseman for the Wolves with the break there as he ran all the way down. But Hayjack able to turn that aside. Now he's out there in defense. He takes a shot. And he's going to force a turnover as well. I thought he might have went back and maybe he's going to run it back up the floor, but he's going to head towards the bench as Rossong will pick it up for the Wolves. A minute 35 remaining here in the third. Rossong to Kennedy. Nolan Kennedy. As Britton takes his player all the way to the boards. The official had to be careful there. Now Kenny trying to get away from Brooks. He's going to hand off to Waite. Waite trying to go off top. He waits all the way around. He's got a fire one trying to use the defender Alcorn, but it hits him in the back. And the shot clock going to expire. Rapids will take over. A minute to go here now. You can hear some celebrations over on the bench. You have a quick look over. They're getting ready to cheer this one. They got a chance to get some redemption on home floor, as again these two teams have met in the finals 3 years in a row now, with the Sackville Sportwheels Wolves coming up top the last 2 seasons. So the Rapids looking for redemption here at home next weekend as the clock winding down here. As Mason Colgan worked over. Now St. Hilaire coming in. Everybody coming in. Maybe join a dance partner here as they're all going to have a conversation with 26 seconds remaining here in the third. Doesn't look like anything's going to come from that. And chance there, and looking to run it down was Saunders, but he's going to peel off. And they could just hold it now. And actually, they're going to shoot it. I thought they were going to hold it to the end of the period, but firing that one. And they're going to go on Doyle. Now it's going to hand off to Kenny. Kenny will bring it up over half. And he looked like he'll just hold it on as the clock's going to wind down now. They'll roll in the corner. They're going to concede this one, and the horn's going to go. Some more words being spoken as the clock expires, but that's going to do it. 11-5 is the finals as the Rapids take game 2. They're undefeated here in the playoffs, and they look for a chance for the sweep on the home floor Saturday night. Well, that'll do it for us here. Mike Elliott, Maritime Athletic Profiles. Want to appreciate everybody for tuning in all season. We want to thank our sponsors and everybody at home. And we'll see everybody next game. Thanks again for watching.